Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly market update. This week's highlight, amazing. This is the word what Donald Trump described his meeting with Xi Jinping this Thursday and decided to lower tariffs on China.
Yes, Reem, those were some very good news as we can anticipate its international trading. And also it's caused the price of the gold to crash. And you know well what this means.
Yes, Natalia, it's better price to buy gold. But with the Fed cutting the interest rate last Wednesday, shouldn't gold price continue to go up?
Greeting everyone, Amir Amidian here, Senior Fundamentalist at Zylostar and Master of Finance student in London. Let's have a look to the financial markets with the aspect of fundamental. Let's talk about the financial markets. Again, we are here. Here is Amir Amidian, Senior Fundamental Analyst and Master of Finance student in the UK. And I want to talk about the fundamental and financial markets again. So I want to kick this session with the last week economic indicators. Australia's CPI rose by 1.3% in the third quarter of 2025 and 3.2% year over year. The main contributors were housing, recreation, and culture. Overall, inflation remains moderate, but still above the RBA's target, or let's say Reserve Bank of Australia's target midpoint. The next one is about the Canada. The Bank of Canada cut the rates by 25 basis points to 2.25%, hinting this may be the last cut for this year. Inflation is near the target, but growth and jobs remain weak. Tone was cautiously dovish. The next chapter is about the Federal Reserve. The Fed cut the rates by 25 basis points last week after softer jobs data and easing inflation. Officials emphasized a data-dependent approach for future moves. The tone was cautiously dovish again, keeping markets alert for potential further cuts. But the Fed Chair Powell highlighted labor market softness and ongoing economic risk, while stressing that any additional rate cuts will depend on economic data. Inflation remained a key focus, signaling a careful, measured policy stance. And also, let's have a look for the dollar movement after the Fed and Powell's speech. Actually, despite the great cut, the dollar strengthened last week. This happened because the Fed's dovish tone was seen as a cautious rather than aggressive. Also, investors interpreted the comments as signals that future cuts aren't guaranteed. So totally, it helped the dollar to pump higher. The next chapter is about the Bank of Japan. The Bank of Japan kept its policy rate at 0.5% and signaled the possible future hikes. And regarding the outlook is slightly improved with higher inflation forecast, but external risks remain. Last but not least, the US corporate earnings last week were strong, led by Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, and Google Alphabet, fueled by AI and cloud growth. Major stock indices rallied, marking a winning streak for a month. Analysts cautioned that cost pressures and supply constraints could limit the future profits. Let's have a look for the upcoming week. For the upcoming week, the main concentration will be on the United States, but don't forget that we are going to receive the latest numbers regarding the interest rate in Australian dollar and Great British pound. By the way, the next, as I said, the main concentration will be on the US job data, as we are going to get the JOL2S, or let's say job opening numbers, ADP, NFP, and some other economic indicators such as ISM manufacturing PMI and ISM services PMI. For the corporate earnings in the United States, next week some giant companies such as Uber, AMD, Shopify, Spotify, Pfizer, McDonald's, Unity, AMC, Robinhood, and so on are going to release their latest corporate earnings, or let's say financial statement, for the third quarter of 2025. Stay tuned with Zylostar. See you next week.
Okay, Natalia, let me talk about technical analysis, and this is the chart of the NASDAQ, which is 4 hour, and as you can see that the NASDAQ has already broken the trend line and it's in retest and it will move towards the bullish momentum. and this is the all about NASDAQ. Then we'll move forward to the Euro USD. Let's talk about Euro USD. So this is the Euro USD chart of 4 hours, and as we can see that Euro USD it's consolidating in this range, and there are 3 major key levels, which is resistance, intermediate and support, and Euro USD is basically resting at the major support level. So this is all about Euro USD. Now we are going to talk about BTC. Let's understand Bitcoin. This is a chart of Bitcoin which is 8 hour, and as you can see the major support at 104 and Bitcoin is struggling at 110. So Bitcoin is trying to find the direction in this key level area. And next we are going to talk about gold.
This is the technical chart of the gold on 4-hour time frames. Gold is moving two trend line, upper trend line and the lower trend line. Late August through October, gold is making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it is forming rising wedge, which is the sign of the trend reversal. After break this lower trend line, gold go down and is try to retest this gray zone area, which is support as before, and now it is acting as a resistance. If gold stay below this area, we expecting it will go down. The next key level 3800 or 3700. Let's go to the Nifty 50. This is Nifty 50 technical charts on the 1 hour time frames. Nifty 50 is moving ascending triangle. It means it's making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. After breakout this upper trend line, it go further upside and is try to retest this key level 25600, and we expecting in the future Nifty 50 will go up because India economy is doing well.
Thank you for watching us and stay tuned for next week.
And don't forget subscribe, put comment and follow us.